This week at The Real Review, we're focusing on value for money, the top value wines of the year. And top value wines are all $25 and less in price, and they're deemed to be of particularly good quality versus their price. We've got two wonderful Chardonnays here for having with richer foods during the summer months, perhaps. You can chill them down. They're beautiful, fuller-bodied wines. I'm Huon Hooke, and this is The Real Review. There's a Blackstone Paddock Chardonnay from Margaret River, 2020, and there's a Church Road McDonald Series 2019 Chardonnay from Hawke's Bay, New Zealand. ALDI supermarkets have an amazing range of wines, which are quite often extraordinary value for money. This is one of them. It's called Blackstone Paddock, which is their own label, their own brand, limited release Margaret River Chardonnay 2020, and it's $17.99. And prior vintages of this wine have won gold medals and trophies. This one's right up there, I think. It's very, very good. How do they do it? They get some of the very best winemakers in regions like Margaret River and McLaren Vale to make the wines for them. But they're being very secretive about who those winemakers are. So, Blackstone Paddock, limited release Chardonnay. How does it taste? Lovely bright yellow colour, nice and clear. And the nose is just extraordinarily good. It's the bouquet of a really, really high-end Margaret River Chardonnay, in my view. It's got grapefruit and it's got all those lovely citrusy complexities, but it's got the struck flint character as well, that flinty mineral thing, which a lot of good Margaret River Chardonnays have, which adds an extra layer of complexity to them. Wow, that really is a smart wine, I can tell just by sniffing it. And intense flavour, very bright, very lively, very fresh, and light on the tongue, but powerful flavour, intense flavour that lingers on for a long time. And the oak is not really discernible at all. That wine is a very gently oaked wine, and I think they use only 20% new oak barrels on that, so not very much. Lovely length of palate, a beautiful wine. So the dish that we have chosen to match this Blackstone Paddock Chardonnay is devilish chicken. So the wine we're tasting now is one of our top value wines of the year. It's the Church Road McDonald Series Hawke's Bay Chardonnay from Hawke's Bay, New Zealand, obviously, and the year is 2019. Now, Tom McDonald is the namesake of this wine. Tom McDonald was one of the pioneers of the Hawke's Bay region. He is very much revered and very much looked up to by today's winemakers, so much so that they've named this wine, Church Road have named this wine after him. New Zealand Chardonnay, I think Hawke's Bay is probably better known than any region in New Zealand for Chardonnay. It's almost like Marlborough is the region for Sauvignon Blanc. Hawke's Bay has traditionally been the top region for Chardonnay, although there are plenty of candidates for that these days. How is New Zealand Chardonnay different? They're quite often a bit more buttery than Australian Chardonnays, and the reason for that is they have a malolactic fermentation, which adds that butteriness to the character. So how does this wine taste? It's got quite a yellow colour to it. Well, it's now 2 years old, so it's starting to build its colour a little bit. And the bouquet is really quite minerally and flinty. It's got a little bit of that struck match character, a little bit of what we would call a sulphide character, which adds a layer of complexity to the bouquet. There's a lot of peachiness there. There's toasted nuts, there's cashews, even a bit of roasted hazelnut, which builds in these wines more and more with a bit of age. So the older it gets, the more of that roasted hazelnut character it will build. Really quite a complex nose and very inviting. Let's have a taste. And the wine, again, has that richness that you'd expect from the nose. It's a generous wine. It's full-bodied, it's rounded, it's almost an opulent wine. A lot of flavour there for your $25. So the food that we suggest you have with this wine is chicken pie.